Remember the elders would tell us if your right palm itch, that mean money coming in. If your left palm itch, money's going out. It don't really mean that. The itching of your palms, it don't mean money. It means something deeper. It's a spiritual meaning to the itching of your palms. Your right hand represents your destination. Your left hand represents your journey or the choices you made in life. Anytime your right palm is itching, it's letting you know you're getting closer to your destination. If your left hand is itching, they letting you know something changed in your journey. So if your right hand itch, you are on the right journey. If your left hand itch, you're on the wrong journey. Ever heard someone say you got too much time on your hands? That's because your lifeline is actually your journey, when you're going to live and when you're going to die. Remember, your hands are sacred. You are never supposed to do a palm reading, because if someone do a palm reading on you, they can change your destination. Not only change it, but they can steal your life path and give you their life path. Always keep your palms hitting. Never shake hands with someone, because once you shake hands with someone, your journeys just cross. Remember that song of having the whole world in your hands? That's true. Never do a palm reading. Never. Never do a palm reading. Never let another person play with your destination, because they could put a curse and a spell on you. If you need some spiritual help on your journey, never do palm reading. Always do tarot cards. Tarot cards can help you. Remember, energy is contagious. So once that person touch you, their energy is leaving their body and going into your body. That's why I always say, if you need a reading, do tarot cards.
How many of y'all heard of that superstition? If your right palm inch, money coming? I don't know if that's true or not, but 90% of the time with my right palm inch, money soon follow.
Hello. My name is Thomas, and this is Navid. We are inventors in the Lemelson MIT.
The gloves work by utilizing sensors on the hand and wrist to measure hand position and hand movement. Gloves then send this data to the computer via Bluetooth for processing. Once the computer recognizes and interprets the sign, it then outputs the corresponding word or phrase in text and speech. If you were to say, "Hello, I'm well, thank you," it would look something like this.
Hello, I'm well, thank you.
And just like that, we've translated American Sign Language into spoken English instantly.
The fact that there was actually a period of time where a nurse would light a cigarette for you is absolutely insane. If you've never looked at vintage photos of people smoking from the 60s, you have got to do it, because it will make you question our reality right now. I mean, what's really crazier, a nurse lighting your cigarette or a nurse lighting her own? Like, how is it that this era actually happened? Do you know what this is? Smoking was so ingrained in the culture that kids actually had their own cigarette-shaped candy. This is bubblegum, but in the shape of cigarettes. Like, we know that people used to smoke indoors, but usually I feel like when we say that, we imagine people smoking in their own home. We don't think about the fact that people used to smoke in class, like lighting up in the middle of a lecture. We all know that people used to smoke in restaurants, but in reality, it was just so much more than that. It wasn't like these restaurants just allowed smoking. Smoking was so common in restaurants that many restaurants made their own ashtrays to keep at the table. Smoking was a part of the infrastructure of society. This is a cigarette vending machine, and I don't know what's crazier. The fact that
They gonna have ashtrays for cannabis use. But who knows?
this era actually existed, or the fact that all of this infrastructure is just now completely gone, as if none of it ever happened.
When I stayed in Germany, they had cigarette machines on street corners. I'm pretty sure in bingo halls they still allow smoking.
The creator of the earthquake machine, who went to Japan and he studied earthquakes, because they said that earthquakes most commonly happen in Japan. They actually have the most earthquakes in the world in Japan. And this is where it gets fascinating. He was saying that when an earthquake happens, there's a shift or a wave in the earth. And then usually 2 days later, people begin to feel it. Instead of thinking about earthquakes as what we've been shown, where the earth actually cracks apart, think of them as waves going through the earth. And this guy, it was Professor John Mills, he created a machine so that he could show that earthquakes are actually traveling through the earth. They're not going around. You know, the whole round thing we've been taught? They're not going around. They're going through the earth. They would start at one point and travel through the earth and arrive in another area. And it would wave through the earth to the other side. And people usually feel it 2 days later, which is interesting. You're always like, oh, an earthquake, you feel it? You're feeling something that has happened 48 hours before.
At this point, what are they not controlling? Got the rain, sleet, snow, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, media.
So is there any connection between all this seismic activity, or is it coincidental that we seem leading to a shaky start in 2024? It's probably coincidental.
We begin tonight with 2 earthquakes hitting California and Hawaii.
Tonight, damage assessments underway after Southern California was rattled by a 4.6 magnitude earthquake. The entertainment capital of the world is also home to several who were creating content when their focus was suddenly shifted.
We have
Y'all tell me is everything that's going on right now just a coincidence, bro?
I think I'm gonna
You tell me.
Collarbone length. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. If you ask me, it's been pretty quiet. It's about time for something to take place. I hope it ain't nothing too extreme.
What are you doing? Oh my God. Oh my God.
The quake came hours after a 5.7 magnitude shaker jolted.
And TikTok, peep this one. $2024 crazy. Wake up!
Do you imagine that in our space travels we will encounter other forms of intelligent life?
You don't have to go anywhere.
You can find it here.
Yeah.
Where exactly?
It's just like right under people's noses. Oh my gosh.
Is it risky for you to say, in public that you believe in UFOs and aliens?
I don't care.
You don't worry that some people will say, did you hear that guy? He sounds like he's crazy.
I don't care.
Why not?
It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality of what I know.
I wouldn't doubt that we had things around us all the time at any given time, but we just couldn't perceive them. Might be something next to you right now.
Y'all, the Las Vegas aliens are back in the news, and wait till you hear what Tucker said about them. But first, this is exactly what I saw in my dream, a whole freaking squad of UFOs.
Oh my God, where's Daddy? Oh my God, I got goosebumps. Papa, come here, hurry. Help Jody and them. What is that? What in the world is that?
That's why.
Hurry! What is that?
That's exactly what happened in my dream. UFOs everywhere. And now the Inside Paper and Fox is authenticating the alien video in Las Vegas. And they said they were using cloaking devices. Now listen very carefully to what Tucker Carlson says.
It's my personal belief, based on a fair amount of evidence, that they're not aliens. They've always been here. And I do think it's fair. That's my view. So, and again, it's not provable, but based on the evidence, I think. I'm with you. Absolutely. But if the U.S. government has in fact had direct contact with these beings, whatever they are, I've already told you what I think they are, and has entered into some sort of agreement with them, which is the claim of informed people, I would say, whether they're right or wrong, I can't say conclusively. But if that is true, I mean, it's a very, very, very heavy thing. They're being acted upon at all times. And so there are forces that are not human, that do exist in a spiritual realm of some kind, that we cannot see.
How much proof do you need, really?
Yo, Nizzy, do you see what's going on in Florida? You and I both are in Florida, and we've been telling people that the water has been acting strange. And now look at this. You have a whole bunch of sharks in the middle of the water looking confused. Like, what do you think is going on? A lot of people are speculating, and they're talking about the South Antarctic anomaly. So what is your honest opinion of what's going on?
Yeah, bro, yo, I definitely seen the video, and I've been telling people for the last 2 weeks that something's been going on in our waters. No one has ever seen a group of sharks swimming like this. People been saying that the Leviathan has been out since the eclipse. The eclipse was like the gate opening for the Leviathan. And remember this video, bro? Someone basically said that they seen the Leviathan on Google Earth, yo. And you remember that crazy warm spot that we've been seeing on the internet? Look, watch this. that high spot, that was the Leviathan, bro.
The Leviathan? This thing over here, the giant snake head? I have never seen this video before. But check this out. Upon further doing research, right? Now, this is Antarctica. Here's a better view. Now, here's Antarctica over here, y'all. Here is apparently the Leviathan, the giant snakehead. Now, upon looking at Antarctica, right? Check this out. You know what this reminds me of, Niz? A snake coiling in on itself. Look at that, y'all. Look at this. Here goes another one over here, right? Now tell me, doesn't Antarctica looks like the body of a snake and the head's right here, y'all? Would this literally be the definition of the snake eating its own tail? Right? We already know this. We've heard this phrase before, the snake eating its own tail. Wouldn't that be the definition? Would that also be the reason why they have a peace treaty in Antarctica that nobody else can go to? Now, reptiles do this thing called brumate. It's not hibernation. Instead, it says they stop eating as the temperature drops, their metabolism slows down, and they look for underground place to hide from surface temperature changes. It looks like to me that the snake is literally hiding, y'all, but you can clearly see there's a giant sea snake. And interestingly enough, we know that global warming is melting the ice in Antarctica, and it says from below as well. This snake looks like it is down below Antarctica. So Nizzy, what you think, man? Jesus, man, this is getting crazy.
I think that you're right, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, because we all know that Antarctica is one of the most forbidden places on Earth. And I think they put these movies out in front of us, like the King Kong movie and Godzilla, because they was placed in Antarctica, and this shit and all of the giants and everything was located around there, bro. Truth in plain sight.
Facts, bro, no cap. And they're never gonna come out and tell us anything like this, so we're gonna have to figure this out. So I don't know if you were aware of this, but Godzilla is a reptile, so basically he is literally a giant snake. So look what I found out. You see, I use gematria. Gematria is part of this matrix. Gematria is literally assigning letters their numerical value. So check this out. So we already established that Godzilla is a giant snake that is located in the South Pole. So why does snake, Godzilla, and South Pole gives you 5 all across the board? Check this out. Snake gives you 5, right? 0 is not a number, right? It comes from 0. Godzilla, 8 plus 6 gives you 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. You have 1 plus 3 plus 1, that's 5. 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. 4 plus 1, 5. 4 plus 1, 5. 2 plus 3, 5. 4 plus 1, 5. And then you have 5. All 5 across the board. Can you believe that? So basically what I'm saying is, this is basically a giant snakehead. This is literally Godzilla, the Leviathan. Nizzy, I think I need to go sit down and process this, man. What do you guys think? And if you like this content, keep up with me on my other accounts. Nizzy, what's up?
I really think it's time for everybody. Wake up!
Never record yourself sleeping, this is why. This man was a single father and he was looking after his newborn baby, so of course bought a baby monitor to be able to monitor his baby through the night. Now every night the baby kept waking him up, screaming all through the night, which I mean is pretty normal for a baby, right? Now one night a group of his friends actually came around and in the morning they said, what was that in the night? You were just waking up screaming randomly. So the man obviously thought, maybe that's what's waking my baby up. So he decided to put it to the test. He got a recording device and put it next to his bed and let it record while he went to sleep that night. When he woke up in the morning, he listened back to the audio device and heard a door slamming in the middle of the night, as well as the baby crying again. But he knew he didn't wake up or wasn't sleepwalking, he would have heard that, right? So the next night he took it to the next level. He got his camera and actually started fully recording it. When he woke up in the morning, he was horrified at what he saw. First of all, over on the baby monitor, he saw that his child just woke up randomly and was standing there on the edge of its cot, just staring up into space, almost looking at something, before then seeing in his room the door just slam shut and no one walked through it. He then skipped the tape a bit forwards, about 40 minutes or so. His baby was still standing, just staring up into space, but now could see a figure leaning over the cot.
Morbid Facts, Part 263. On the left is the last known photograph of Australian sea kayaker Andrew McCauley. In January of 2007, he attempted a 1,000-mile journey to cross the Tasman Sea but was never seen again. 1 month after he embarked, Andrew's damaged kayak was found just 30 miles from his destination. His body was never recovered, but his camera's memory stick was found inside the kayak and contained these final images. Binky the polar bear lived in the Alaska Zoo in Anchorage for decades. In 1994, he mauled 2 visitors who jumped over the safety rails on 2 separate occasions. After the maulings, the zoo sold Binky merchandise with the slogan, "Send another tourist, the last one got away." In 1976, Stomatis Moritis from Greece was diagnosed with lung cancer and told he only had 9 months to live. But 10 years later, he returned to the doctors to show them that he was still alive, only to find out that he'd outlived all of them. He ended up beating the doctor's predictions by 37 years, finally dying at age 102.
About the knowledge economy, right? What's what we've been living in for the last 60 years? Well, that's about to change, and it's time to prepare for the shift. Let me explain. As AI becomes more advanced, the way we work is changing rapidly. The skills that we valued in the knowledge economy are becoming obsolete because AI models can handle those tasks efficiently. So what does this mean? This means we are starting to head into the allocation economy. Everyone from senior management down to junior employees are going to have to learn how to manage and allocate a variety of resources, but most specifically AI models. Just this weekend, Peter Thiel said that AI is starting to dominate more of the hard skills, math and science, and so we're going to need humans that know how to verbalize ideas, communicate with other humans, as well as manage AI models. In this new landscape, the best managers will be those that can clearly communicate their vision. They have great sense of taste and direction, as well as the ability to evaluate both AI and human talent. If they have all those, they will be effectively able to guide their team to success. How can you start preparing for the allocation economy? Well, first, start to just play with all the AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, and find out what their pros and weaknesses and how they can augment or enhance your work. Second, you need to start developing your management skills inside and outside of your current job. And that means things like delegating tasks effectively, as well as evaluating performance. Finally, cultivate a growth mindset. This is incredibly important. You need to start developing new skills, learning new ideas as this economy slowly goes from the knowledge economy to the allocation economy. You have time, so plenty of time to learn. Speaking of learning, I got to give a shout out to Every. They're the ones that actually developed this idea and put it out there. It's been something I've been mulling over for a very long time, but having a hard time articulating it until they brought it up. So thank you. And if you're interested in more ideas like that, go to their website, every.to, to learn more, as well as
AI coming and more jobs about to be lost. And then I believe that's the start of universal base income.
Maciel Tavares in the Jesus dress at the red carpet event. So as you can see, she was trying to show the depiction of Jesus, right, with the crown of thorns. And her name is Maciel Tavares, and she is from the Dominican Republic, and she's an actress. So you can see she's actually putting hands on that security guard because they're like trying to escort her, but to keep her from showing that depiction of Jesus, right? So they kept picking it.
They really didn't have to put their hands on her like that. She could have threw them down the stairs, but I'm not a violent person.
Up and changing the dress. It's interesting to me because fashion is a personal statement. There's many people who dress in a certain way to show who they are or, you know, for artistic appeal. So isn't it interesting how no one wants to see the face of Jesus, but you can wear stuff of the devil and all kinds of other crazy things and show your body off. You can practically go to the red carpet event with no clothes on. So my question to you is, what do you think about this incident? She was showing her disapproval. She was upset. Not only did she point a finger, check it out, but she also pushed the lady. So I think it's a beautiful dress. What do you guys think? Comment below and make sure to check out my YouTube and click sub.
They probably mad because she got that pale Jesus on her dress. Looked like he ain't had a lick of sun.
Will VR and AR worlds be used as mind control to imprison humanity? A literal realm akin to a manufactured spirit realm. Was this the idea from the beginning, and are there scorned evil genius accomplices with zero freaks to give who've actually considered this?
I was really angry, and I was going to use all of the knowledge that I had, and I was going to destroy mankind.
He's definitely not kidding. And the 33-year-old movie plot seems to think so. Not even really the movies, but ideas from ancient secret societies kind of weaving its way into fiction and other places. Probably why there's Masonic symbolism throughout. Let's dig in. Quotes include, virtual reality holds the key to the evolution of humankind. Becoming one with fellow man, this is true spirituality. Connecting to the collective consciousness idea, which is this Antichrist plan, which he's quoted as saying, in the final days the material world will fade away and only cyberspace will be all that remains. The womb of cyberspace is a chance for a new beginning. where we can live in Eden without fear, without famine. With me, you will find refuge. This is the VR Faux Spirit Realm Antichrist Prison for Humanity Matrix plan. The idea comes from elite manifestos and ancient tech from fallen angels. The idea of putting your consciousness in the neural net forever. The final stage of evolution, becoming pure energy. Becoming one with spirits through technology. Joining ancient spirits through the resurrection of ancient alchemical technology and sorcery processes. Also be on the lookout for the merging of AI, robotics, quantum computing, and the human body, transhumanism. Basically the ideas of transformers. This whole idea really started with computers and video games, leading to brain interfacing technologies. And neural links, all the foundation for a matrix prison. Fast forward to today where there's mind control AirPods that monitor brainwaves. No doubt with reverse technology to put stuff in as well. Neuralink, Google Glasses. Also supposedly there was a Neuralink malfunction, which whether there was or not, that's exactly what will happen with the Mark of the Beast. You'll see everyone that receives the Mark of the Beast receives a grievous sore. Also sounds like the final empire Daniel mentioned, iron mixing with clay, but it won't mix together. This is the whole transhumanism fallen angel agenda. The final VR, AR, technocracy of mankind. Also, another recent movie plot from Atlas had the idea of a Neuralink being used when an AI humanoid went rogue, an anti-human, and used Neuralink to reprogram himself and attack humanity. And the idea that anyone quantum entangled with this system, this Antichrist beast technocracy internet system, would also be completely taken over by the head hive mind of this whole thing. Quantum entangled, merged, synced up beast system. One evil AI hive mind controlled populace. Techno nano zombie lifetime synchronized attacks. Of course, like always, there's the occult connection with tons of uses of sigils throughout, especially as use of a passcode to access this virtual reality cyberspace world, which fits right into the reality of sigils as a form of access. And you even see how sigils, circuit boards, electrical symbols, emojis, and most technologies are all based on these same things. More on that to come. This 33-year-old VR movie also shows themes of Earth being trapped in a cube, which you see in esoteric studies. Another theme is using ancient alchemy and technology to unlock parts of the human brain, which you see repeated throughout history and modern day referred to as the third eye. Remember, they said VR holds the key to the evolution of humankind in opening the mind. Studies show how much this stuff actually does change the brain if you look into it. But aside from that, this process of opening the third eye, which isn't an eye by the way, it's a matrix, a womb, for another fallen entity to completely letting a spirit being enter and merge and become one with your Holy of Holies. Evolution of the human mind, the third eye, electrical stimulation to the brain, Ankhs in ancient Egypt, plus the idea of the net also stemming and inherited in ancient Egyptian mystery schools and then passed on through secret societies. Virtual reality is not just a simulation, it's a whole actual other dimension. This is what the whole meta world is leading to. You've seen this in the progressive stages for movies like Ready Player One. Fast forward to the movie Surrogates, where they just stay in their pods all day basically. Fast forward to the final form, the full-fledged Matrix. Neo style. These virtual realms are a faux counterfeit Phantom Zone prison for humans. Video plug on the Spirit Phantom realm. Check out my page. But from the beginning, the idea of this technology, which comes from the fallen, is to enslave mankind. Well, good thing there's not super bitter evil geniuses with literal plans to destroy mankind, who also has VR and AR patents.
I was really angry, and I was going to use all of the knowledge that I had, and I was going to destroy mankind.
Oh my God, right out of Marvel.
I was like, yeah, I was about to.
He's looking like, I ain't joking.
Pull up my World of Windows patent. I think it's one of the first patents up there. I want you to see where your AR VR world came from, and look at the list of companies that has cited, and didn't just cite it, they built their entire AR VR world off of my World of Windows patent. Can you pull that up, Jamie?
Well, no, I don't think he's the Antichrist, and you can take that clip out, it's not essential for the point. But it does demonstrate why some people just go completely rogue and evil, and then why they want to just terminate humanity, basically. Plus the lure of false promises and other traps and entrances of the spirit world. Remember, evil will always try, and certain things must happen, because it's written. But what's also written is in the end, Revelation 22. Evil is vanquished, good wins, and those who endure are at peace. Hope you count yourself amongst those. Follow Yeshua in the red letters. See you next time.
This is light work.